individuals will be asked to leave. It's after 1 minute. So our first speaker tonight is Perkins.
3, 2, 1, go!
You're looking at someone who's exhausted, frustrated, and feeling helpless at this point. We know this Delta variant affects the kids, and it's at an all-time high.
Can I ask you a question? Did you think about my 8-year-old daughter when you made masks mandated last year? Because I want to tell you her story. I picked her up on her first day of school last year and she cried the whole way home. Her love for school extinguished because of the lack of connection that she needed. Were you there in my car for months when I had to pry her fingers from the back seat to get her to go inside when she begged me not to, all while her younger brother watched with growing anxiety about how he was about to start kindergarten this year? Were you there when she was shamed by classmates because she had a mask exemption, that they had been indoctrinated by fear and made her feel like her beautiful face was a threat to them? Please stop talking about safety until you are willing to acknowledge how unsafe this was for so many. Because where there is risk, there has to be choice.
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
Dr. I believe. Kepler? Excuse me, Doctor, just a moment, please. No problem.
If I may, Madam Chair, Mr. Gelber's microphone's not on. I want to make sure it's on good there. He said that the live stream is not working. I've gotten confirmation from our communications department it's not working. It is on WCTV and they're recording it, and our technology department is working on that.
At a practice that I'm at, we see about 4 to 6,000 children. What I have not seen is any kids coming in with my asthma's acting up because I have to wear a mask at school, or I have a skin infection because I'm wearing a mask at school. Come on.
Please continue.
Thank you. We would love it if there was another way out of this pandemic, but what we have right now is a way to vaccinate our students and our public, and we can wear masks until all that. We can wear masks until all of that happens.
No way.
But
Excuse me. Mr. Hall, have we reached our minute? Yes, thank you. Thank you. So if you're listening and wanting to watch.
In late 2020, her dad died from COVID. He got out while working where masks were encouraged, but not required. Many didn't heed the advice. In 13 fast days, he was dead. That's devastating. It will devastate our community every time it happens. Incredible scientific body used the word require.
Ladies and gentlemen of the board, my name is David Grimmett. I'm an attorney here in Franklin. I'm also board certified in child welfare law. I'm here to give you a legal perspective as far as what the mask mandate means. I believe we can agree on 3 specific fundamental rights. The first is that our children have a fundamental right to education. Second is that parents have a fundamental right to choose and govern their own children. And third is that if you decide to do a mask mandate, you must show 2 things. You must show that it has a compelling interest, and second, there is no less drastic alternative. I would argue that you do not have either. First of all, I know my daughter better than anybody. I know how she learns. I know masks do not work. Second, there is a less drastic alternative. Parents should be allowed to choose what they want and how their children go to school. At the end of the day, I see these people with the masks. They believe it's best for their children. I believe it is not. I should be given the choice. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Chelsea Gilbert, District 4, Brad Fiskus's district. Hi, Brad. Great to see you again. So I got Adeline here. She is holding a box, and it says right here, just for our lovely, lovely audience, the general the risk of contracting an infectious disease. Go figure. I'll tell you what you are going to contract. Is this a pretty picture or what? This is what is floating around: bacteria, fungus, cases of strep and pneumonia have been found on masks brought into labs. We know that you have money allocated for basically for slowing the spread and addressing the health needs of our county. We demand, as parents of Williamson County, that you take these masks from the kids at the end of the week and take them to labs and get them tested. We want to know what's on those masks, and I ask parents to agree to stand with me now, right now, stand. We want those masks tested. Thank you.
The only time in the day he was unmasked. The Delta variant spreads much easier than previous variants.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time. My name is Angela Zoll. I'm a nurse practitioner. And unfortunately, a lot of our kids are 12 and under, and they're in their group. And it's our...
So please treat people the way you yourselves would wish to be treated.
That's why we're here.
I wouldn't take my child to a doctor today to save my life.
Preach it. Preach it, brother.
Folks, we've got to cut out all of the side comments, please. This is a public meeting. You were read the rules of being here, which include business decorum.
I'm asking you to implement a temporary mask mandate, at least until every student has had the opportunity to be vaccinated against COVID-19.
Here
we go.
Talking a little bit different tone. District 9, small business owner, Desert Storm veteran, Hillsborough parent. This meeting is nothing but a dog and pony show. These guys wearing masks right here, I've been here all day. We're not wearing masks until the camera shows up. Those of you on this board that have already made up their minds are a dereliction of the duty.
Amen.
Amen. You're a disgrace. CDC, Tennessee Department of Health have not issued mandates or opinionated guidelines. That's it. You have no legal authority to mandate masks, yet Brad claims authority under Tennessee Code 492203A2. This code was written for educational purposes, not medical treatments. Again, zero authority to mandate masks. Do temperature checks or even contact trace. Education is your only primary duty. Brad recently said, "You seem mad." No, I'm not mad. To be clear, mad is when you go in a cave, you poke a bear and you piss him off. What you've done, you've poked the cubs. We are pissed off. When you look at this board, two names always stand out. Brad and Gold.
I've been asked to remind the audience that no personal attacks on board members will be tolerated. Thank you. Justin Pride, please continue.
Can you hear me? Hello?
1 moment, please. There you go.
Restart the time? Ready? Go. Justin Pride. I'm representing my wife and my 4 kids under 8 who are devastated to know that this has already been determined. Everybody that I've heard talk about mask mandates is assuming they work. There is no scientific evidence that shows that they work. I have sent you 50 studies pre-COVID that shows no studies were effective. Masks were effective against viruses. It is not an assumption. They are not saving our kids. They are not. There is no scientific evidence to show that. Number 2, mandates are illegal by nature. Federal code says that you are not to mandate a medical product that is by use of emergency authorization. Masks, vaccines are emergency use authorizations. They are not to be mandated under federal law. The law is on our side. The science is on our side. What is the matter with you people? You should be ashamed of yourselves. Every one of you.
I'm here today to share what some might think is a unique perspective. My daughter, whose name is Faith, is 9 years old. We moved to this area 5 years ago when she was being treated for stage 4 cancer. She was given a less than 10% chance to live. It was a diagnosis that was almost unbearable. Facing death with your child teaches you a lot. It humbles you a lot. It gives you a true perspective on life and how precious and really short it is. And I also thank and trust many in our medical community. I stand in front of you today having been reminded the many harsh ways that none of us know what tomorrow holds. We all hope to die of an old age when a peaceful passing, but a painful situation could happen tomorrow to any of us. I am glad today to see so many parents here, parents that know their children. They typically help make the best decision for them. So I'm here to ask, please consider allowing parents to make the medical decisions for their children. Please allow the continued choice. In closing, I have had many people ask me if, when your daughter was undergoing chemotherapy, stage 4 cancer, if someone would just wear a mask to help protect her, is that what you have wanted? And I would say no. When my daughter was deathly sick, I kept her home. I took the precautions she needed. I would not ask a child to miss their prom because of faith. We only have a small amount of time. I want children to socialize, to make friends, to learn, to smile at each other, to most importantly, to live.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Story, and I'm not here to beg you for anything. I'm here to talk about the law, the whole law, and nothing but the law. Code 1.1 of the Williamson County School Board legal status states that this board derives its authority from the General Assembly. On July 27th, Representative Griffey, along with 10 other Assembly members, released a letter stating, and I quote, "To be clear, the legislature has not granted any authority to local school boards or superintendents to require face coverings." Glenn Casada is very familiar with Mr. Fiskus is very familiar with Glenn Casada, who also signed that letter when he publicly disparaged him during the November election, which is a very clear violation of the Code of Ethics for sitting board members. It's also a violation of ethics for this board to vote in a partisan manner and not represent their constituents. Regardless of how you choose to vote today, you do not have the legal authority to issue a mandate. These parents aren't putting a mask on their children, and if you try to force us to do so, I know I personally will sue. And anyone else here who will join me, please show a check. Thank you.
My name is Colleen Vanderkolk. I'm a board certified neurologist who lives in Williamson County. I'm also the proud mother of 5 children. I'm a physician. I believe in statistics. I follow the science. There is no evidence that masks decrease the spread of COVID-19. Masks cause issues for children, and forcing them to wear a mask just goes too far. There will always be one virus or another. My sister died of H1N1 in 2009, and I take viruses seriously. We will never know the true impacts of H1N1 because we didn't test those that were asymptomatic. The virus was handled much differently. It was not politicized. No fear. Masks cause issues in the learning environment. Children who wear glasses have constant fog. Those who have anxiety have difficulty breathing. The masks themselves are often vectors of pathogens. WCS must advocate for patients' right to choose. The leaders of Williamson County need to recognize that the challenges the masks mandates create for our young children. Let the parents choose.
Hi. Can you hear me? Well, here we go.
Yes, there you go.
Hi, my name's Lee Allen Baker, and I'm a California refugee. I gave up everything there, a really successful Hollywood career, television shows, gave it all up for freedom and to come to this friendly place of Tennessee and be greeted with open arms, and I love it here. I wanted to tell you that I have 2 vaccine-injured children, and they have medical exemptions because after the seizures and the hospitalizations, after all of their immunizations, I was granted, obviously, a medical exemption. So my children are those rare children that will just not be able to get the vaccine. And still, I would never put them in a mask because their brain needs oxygen to grow, which the neurologist couldn't confirm. Anyway, the real part of the clown show is that you all think that you actually have the authority to mandate this. Because there are these books that I have, and I have them as a gift for you. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Federalist Papers, and also the Bible. And these guarantee my freedom and yours and our children's to breathe oxygen.
All right, I hear me. All right. So I'm Thomas Mitchell, District 5. 7 years ago, I lost my oldest child. to an unknown medical condition, undiagnosed medical condition. So I understand loss. I understand that you can't control everything that is out there in front of you. Viruses, unknown medical conditions, anything. We're here tonight for our children, not for us. We're the ones that know what's best for them. All of us do that, making their choices, making choices with them for 18 years. We ask you continue to empower us as parents, and as is our right, to make that choice in what's best for them. The last school year showed us the struggles our children face by not being able to face the world as they should. Let's change that tonight. You guys have the power. By voting for parent choice. Choice in masking our child, choice of not masking our child. Regardless of what side you stand on, know that that's a right. If we don't, we'll set a dangerous precedent and diminish the very nature and joy of what parenting means. Thank you.
I'm former United States Marine Daniel Jordan from East Tennessee and moved here about a year and a half ago. Last year, my daughters were told if they have to sneeze, they're required to sneeze in their mask and wear that mask the rest of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, that's disgusting, and shame on you that voted for that. You want to wear snot on your face all day, that's your choice. My kids will not. Science has proven that you want your kid to wear a mask, that makes you feel good, that's fine. You do you, boo. But don't force that that non-science, satanic BS on our kids. Actions have consequences. If you vote for this, we will come for you in a non-violent way. Teachers Union, Candace Owens is coming for you. School board, the deplorables will come for you politically and financially. We will vote you out. If you own a business, we will boycott your business. In the past, you dealt with sheep. Now prepare yourself to deal with lions. I swore an oath to protect this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. You harm our children, you become a domestic enemy, and we will come for you politically and financially. You have awakened the ape army, and we will come for you, and the Holy Spirit is coming with us. We're coming for wit and wisdom, too. Yes, ma'am, thanks.
Hello, my name is Doc Holliday. I'm an eye doctor from District 9. This is repeating what someone else said. The board, your authority comes from the General Assembly, i.e. the legislature, not the governor, which brings me to the quote by State Representative Bruce Drippy. To be clear, the legislature has not granted any authority to local school boards or superintendents to require face coverings or promulgate any rules related to health care or the prevention of communicable disease. Put simply, you do not have the authority to mask our kids, and you know it. You know it. Ladies and gentlemen, if this board tonight once again exceeds their legal authority and votes to mask our kids, how many people here will sign on to a class action backed by Tennessee Stands to sue these board members personally? I'm going out here in the hallway. I urge you to walk out and sign and let them see you do it.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Wells. I have 3 kids in Williamson County Schools. And obviously I just want to come in here and talk about mask policy. One thing that we need to keep in mind is policy isn't science, but science will put a spotlight on bad policy. And that's exactly what we're talking about right here. Johns Hopkins University just this week said we need to look at the data and we need to know what's good and what the long-term harm is, and then make a decision based on that. We're not there yet. The science is not settled. I like my doctor, but my doctor's not a mask expert. These doctors, they're all wearing medical grade masks. Have you noticed that? You're talking about voting on putting cloth on our kids' face. And these doctors who've been quoting policy to you are telling you that's acceptable PPE. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, if you think it's okay to put a dirty napkin on a kid's face for hours on end, with touching and adjusting in a non-sterile environment, and this is going on the 2nd year, you need a new doctor. This is no good. We Williamson County parents, we love our kids, and we already voted in action. We sent them to school without masks. Respect our choice.
Good evening. I'm Clay Travis. I have 2 kids in Williamson County Public Schools, 5th grader and a 1st grader, and you all should be ashamed of the choices that you are about to make. We teach our kids that facts matter. That's why they go to school. The facts are these: masks don't work. There isn't a single scientific data that has ever proven that masks work. Also, let's talk about risk analysis, which is the key. I feel bad for all these people walking around in masks, engaging in cosmetic theater, thinking that they are making a difference against COVID. They aren't. Here's the truth. Our kids, under 25-year-old, 1 in a million chance that they are going to die of COVID. They are more likely to be struck by lightning. They are more likely to be struck by lightning. They are more likely to die of the seasonal flu. Have any of you ever mandated masks for the seasonal flu? Well, shame on you, because every kid in Williamson County schools has been under more danger from the seasonal flu every year than they are for COVID. I would tell every parent here, don't let your kids wear masks.
Taylor, Lindsay got in too good.
Katamari damashi.